Hey, Trevor, hope you're doing well. Yesterday was the tragic terrorist attack in Eretz Yisroel, and our thoughts and prayers are with them and with our Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael. And as it relates to Eretz Yisrael, that's our home. Eretz Yisrael is our home, and people have been hurt there. People have lived there, and we're going to learn about Eretz Yisrael. We're beginning a new chapter, a new section in Pele Yoeitz today, and it's important to always constantly remember what Eretz Yisrael is for Klal Yisrael, for the Jewish people. It is our home. Eretz Yisrael Hatzvi Yisrael. Gemara in Ksubas tells us the land of Israel, the precious one of Israel. Yadua Malasa Kiraba. It's well known that its virtue is extraordinary. The Ma'ila, the advantage, the great virtue of Eretz Yisrael is Rabbah. It's so great. Like it says in the Zayar Vishar Sefer Kodesh and in other holy books, in the Svarim HaKadoshim. Asher Yivchar Bo Hashem Yaakov Elav Lachsos B'nam Hashem Levaker B'Heichalo, which is chosen. It's chosen by Kadosh Baruch Hu, and that's where He chooses to rest. V'tzarech kol adam shu einav libo sham kol yamim. This might be the most important line in this section of Eretz Yisrael. Again, I'm just reading his words, but let's just read them together. V'tzarech kol adam sheyu einav libo sham kol hayamim. Every person has to have his eyes and his heart there in Eretz Yisrael kol hayamim, all of his days. Whether he's there already, whether he's not there, when we're praying and we're having kavanah and we're facing Eretz Yisrael, whatever it is we're doing, we're facing, our eyes are towards Eretz Yisrael. Al derech kasav, like it says in Tehillim, tzama nafshi lelokim lekelchai, that our soul yearns, is thirsty for God, for the living God, for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Masei avo ve'era pnei Elokim. When am I going to come and see Hashem? Uvechein yishtadel b'chol oiz likbayad yiras b'Eretz Yisrael. And therefore, a person has to apply effort and he has to do whatever it is that he can to establish his primary dwelling in Eretz Yisrael. However, you can't just go there blindly. You have to open your eyes. You don't want to come to regret any decisions, on the decisions that you made prior, and that you'll end up having to leave. So he says an amazing thing. He says a person has to have their ain of their eyes towards Eretz Yisrael all their days. But he says maybe the best time to actually physically go is when you're older in age, and everyone's moved out of the house already. The wife's no longer becomes a nida. She's not going to have any more children. And you're not going to have to bring children with you. And so the Pele Yoeitz, he wrote this sefer over 200 years ago, which was obviously before Eretz Yisrael as a, state. And it's almost like he foresaw that there was going to be these issues that come up, specifically and primarily perhaps around the chinuch system. So it's interesting that he points out, in his opinion, the Pele Yoeitz is saying that, go to Eretz Yisrael, and if you can, great, but maybe for a lot of people it makes sense to do a leizikno, after they're retired and they're old, when they're older, and it's not going to have an impact on their children. Food for thought. If Hashem has blessed a person with financial success, and he says he's more likely to be able to bring a daughter. A daughter will eventually leave him. She'll, I guess, find a husband and leave. But it's more difficult to bring a son to Eretz Yisrael. Because you're going to be worried what's going to be. The Gemara in Baba Basra tells us that the air, even just the air of Eretz Yisrael, makes a person more wise. And he says it's true. However, Lefi Mashininu Ros, Kashim Zonos of Shaladam Eretz Yisrael. However, B'derech Klal, and our eyes have seen that Parnasa is more difficult in Eretz Yisrael. And many people have to go, and they actually have to leave Eretz Yisrael to go make money. This could take many years. And this traveling can cause a toll on a person's body and his soul, as is known. Lo chen chayosh b'chutz la'aretz. Not so when it comes to dwelling in the diaspora and chutz la'aretz. Moitzim kidei parnasos and bimkaimim. They're more likely to find their parnasa in their place. The stress of parnasa in chutz la'aretz, although there is a stress of parnasa in chutz la'aretz, as people in chutz la'aretz can tell you, b'derech klal, it's a different type of stress than the financial stress that exists in Eretz Yisroel. And I think that's true today. But it's just interesting. That's what the Pele Yoeitz is teaching us. So cheshiel huzakin huzkina kasher yos, and when they go, when a husband and wife go, when they're a little bit older, as is fitting, yuchlu luchios sham b'seva taiva. They'll be able to have good retirement there. Even if they have some difficulties, the chaim tovim yichashev l'fi hatova. It's going to be considered a good life due to the abundance of all of the good in their lives. Okay, Eretz Yisrael. All right, even if we can go there, great. If it's not the right time, we have children, and it's not the right, financial whatever situation. At least, at the very least, Sarach kol adam shiu einav velibo sham kol hayamim. Our eyes and our heart has to be with them, especially at a time like this, at a time of need, where Achinu kol beis Yisrael are in tsar. Especially is a time to have our heart and our eyes towards them. And okay, maybe we always zoche to go there. Mashiach should come speedily in our days, and we all hop on the eagle and go to Eretz Yisrael, Hatzvi Yisrael. Thank you. I think I'm going to find it. Okay, there it is.